when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. You gotta sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. You gotta sing when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. Sing, sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go.
Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Sing When You're Winning, a fantasy football league oddity podcast featuring distant cousins of podcast royalty and a very special guest this week who we will reveal very shortly. If you're watching on YouTube, you won't even know it is potentially because of the screen. But waiting in line for the podcast throne this week, it's myself, Jamie, and we've got Jersey Chris. Lots of it. It's very busy with football and other things this Friday morning. So we're a little bit down on numbers, but we've got a very, very special guest to make up for that. But before we introduce this week's special guest, just going to ask a quite topical question. Have you been watching Stranger Things? No spoilers, or is that something that you watch, Chris, at all? You're not into that thing?
Not into Stranger Things at all. What I have watched though is the thing about Puff Daddy, and that is really interesting. Definitely worth a watch.
I didn't even know that was a thing. There we go. I was going to say, what's the strangest thing you've seen in a football field? But I have a feeling I've said something similar to that recently.
Strangest thing I've seen on football. I think it was the Liverpool thing. When he had the Sunderland and the ball, and
the beach ball,
the ball into the net. I think that was a pretty strange event, and this Sunderland scored from it. The Liverpool fan put a balloon. Was it a balloon?
Yeah. It was a beach ball, I think.
Beach ball. That's it.
Yeah. Because there's all those memes, weren't there? With I've seen the ice cream van memes and stuff like that. Yeah. But yes, no. Strangest thing I've seen on a football pitch was probably half the players that have played for Middlesbrough Football Club. To be fair, I love the football club, but
about the open goal last week.
Well, I won't get over the Tommy Conway open goal last week. But it's not that it's easy sat at home whinging and being in the stands, as I'm sure our this week's guest will be able to point out as well, because he is an absolute legend of the actual genuine professional football playing world. So let's meet him. So he's described on Wikipedia as an English former professional footballer. He was a left back who is perhaps best remembered for playing for Everton, Manchester City and Oldham Athletic, and he's in his debut FPL and Sing When You're Winning season. Let's give a very warm welcome to Neil Pointon. Woo!
Thank you guys very much.
How are you doing this Friday morning?
Yeah, it's going well. I work in a school during the day, so everything's gearing up for Christmas, and it's not the usual maths or English lessons. It's all geared up with Christmas songs and making stuff for parents and Christmas cards and things. So yeah, it's getting quite exciting for the children these last couple of weeks.
Great stuff. So gone from playing on the football field and to being in a school playing field essentially.
yeah, sort of thing. It brings back memories from when I was sort of started playing football in primary schools and things. So the same games are still being played. Kids want to win, even though you're trying to say just play for fun and stuff. So now the girls are knocking some of the boys all over the place, which wasn't sort of on when I was playing.
Absolutely. And what's the strange? I bet you've seen many a strange thing on a football field. Have you got anything that you could share with us this morning?
I remember playing at Stockport County's ground for Scunthorpe, and the wind was that bad that it actually blew the dugouts into the stands.
Wow.
And the game had to be abandoned. The game, we could actually carry on playing on, but the manager and the physio and subs didn't have anywhere to sit. So the game got called off for about an hour.
Wow.
Until they could get the dugouts repositioned.
Wow.
Your obvious ones is, Dogs playing at Northampton.
Yeah.
That used to have the cricket ground round it. That's sort of like Dogs running onto the football pitch, and linesmen on with no fans behind it running around, got tangled up in the sort of boundary road.
Amazing.
So yeah, quite a few things, to be honest.
Good stuff. Yeah, it was all the old grounds were the best though, weren't they? With a bit of character.
Yeah. I mean, you sort of like, you could hear the turnstiles clicking away, and everybody was sort of like, you could hear the actual conversations in the stands when you were warming up and things like that. Where nowadays, there's more people involved because the stands are bigger.
Yeah.
And, some of I always remember first playing at Bradford when they built the sort of image of Newcastle ground round two sides, and when they were in the Premier League, it's brilliant. But when they came out of it, they couldn't obviously fill it, and it didn't sort of like, you could hear people talking and it echoing.
Yeah. Well, talking of Darlington as well, they went from Feetham's to the weird Darlington Arena, 25,000 stadium, when they were lucky to be getting about 4,000, 5,000. That was a very strange stadium. I mean, it was a great stadium to watch football in to a certain extent, but it was just bizarre. Very, very bizarre.
Didn't the old ground have what sort of like a concrete stand that sort of looked like a fishing?
Yeah, they called it the Tin Shed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I remember playing there. Yeah, when David Speedy played there.
Yes.
Or he went to Coventry.
Yeah. No, I remember Speedy at Darlington. It was cracking days
of
football. But yes, you're in your talking about FPL, and you're in your debut FPL season. So, what's it like playing fantasy football? Are you getting into it this season?
Yeah, it's sort of like, to be honest, I was coaching for up till last season at Bolton, and you sort of like, you're forever with the kids and stuff. You go with the academies, and you don't tend to sort of like see who's playing, or you just see the results.
Yeah.
But this last start of this season, looking at players who were playing and who were shit and stuff like that, thinking like, wow, I thought he'd done well this season, and obviously, you put players in, and I mean, I can't believe it. Last night I put Keane in, but they never said anything about he was injured.
Right.
So I got absolutely naff points for him.
Yeah.
But like, it's only today that he says, oh, he's not playing. So it was like, all right, that's 0 points for that. But like, yeah, getting sort of more and more into it.
Good stuff. And do you have any insider tips in the game of any like younger players at the start of the season? You go, actually, they might come through, so I can get them nice and cheap. Any of that going on?
Nah, not to be fair. No, I think the players that I liked at the beginning were Livramento and Hall for Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Hall sort of like got injured really early on, and they switched Livramento over to the left-hand side. But no, I like the look. I've just put Livramento back in my side because he was injured for a while.
Yeah.
But Newcastle couldn't hang on to the result last night, so it was just such a topsy-turvy game. But no, I like the looks of some really big. It's about managers giving them a chance, really.
Yeah, it is.
Giving them a run.
And talking of that Newcastle game, the worst overhead kick goal ever. I think it was just very random. It's the kind of thing you'd see a kid try at school, and it would like stumble into the net.
Do you remember was it the Littlewoods thing that I'd spot the ball?
Yes.
And you used to like have about 5 goes to put your X right on them. It was as if like the players all last night couldn't see where the ball was.
Exactly.
Where's the ball? Next thing it's like the raw goes up, or they all were like and it's like in the back of the net. So, but yeah, it was like slow motion one, and it's just at times it's just farcical what's happening.
Yeah.
With defenders, and it's like it's not even football anymore, I don't think.
No. Like the City and Fulham game last night was a bit of no defenders, wasn't it? It was just attack. It was more like a tennis match.
Even what was it? The Tottenham, was it Tottenham Arsenal? Which one's it at the weekend? Chelsea Arsenal. Yeah. Where I'm thinking, hang on, is how many actors are on this pitch? They're like over. They wrote old in the face. When the lad got sent off, both of them went up as though they like stood on a landmine.
Yeah.
Threw each other away, and the next thing it's like they're all around on the floor, and it's like, oh, hang on, it might be a sending off. But nobody even seen it because like both of them jumped in the air, and you think, oh, they both must have stood on each other's toe at the same time.
Yeah.
But no,
like you said, there's a fair amount of acting. Well, there probably has always been a fair amount of acting, but it gets worse nowadays. And with TV watching, it probably is like who gets the best performance can get the best decision sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you were hurt when physios didn't didn't run on straight away, because like you knew the players that would go down and you knew the players that would stay upright or chase the person who they thought had kicked them. I mean, it was like you never saw Roy Keane rolling around on the floor because Vieira had like caught him with a glancing head. He was either up after him, you know, or if he was down, then the physios were on straight away because they knew he was not the type of player to roll around.
Exactly. Who would you say who was like the hardest people that you played against?
Well, I probably started off like Billy Bremner was still playing for Doncaster.
Yeah.
Souness was playing at Liverpool. Steve McMahon.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the other one. Obviously, Robson was hard and fair. Norman Whiteside, you know, such a big presence, like, but you know, could tackle as well. Obviously, I've watched Reedy tackle so many people in the game. And then you talk about an actual thug who could play to a certain degree was Vinnie Jones.
Okay.
But he got more and more excited about stopping a player than actually when he could play up quite a bit.
Yeah, there's that. I remember being relatively young and watching. Didn't he get one of the fastest bookings ever or something like that?
I was playing in the game at Main Road. Yeah. we kicked off, and it was in them. Well, it was in them days where the ball really never left the centre circle for about 30 seconds. Not like now where it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper on 18-yard line. And we literally, I think Niall Quinn passed it to David White. David White passed it to Reedy, who was in the centre circle. Next minute, Vinnie Jones went right through the ball, you know, up in the air, and that was it.
Yeah.
One of the fastest bookings ever.
No, I hadn't realised you were in the game. That was coincidental. But no, as soon as you said Jones, that's the one that always stuck in my brain. It's just like, how?
Yeah. And now you're like most of the times now. I mean, if you were lucky to get it on VHS because you taped it from Match of the Day when, you know, set the video recorder. Whereas now everything's on YouTube, so you know it's brilliant to watch it now.
Yeah, you get lost, don't you? You go down rabbit holes with the amount of football you can watch on YouTube and stuff like that, which is great. But on FPL, you're in your 10th in League Two in the qualifying league, but you're only 3 points off second.
Yeah, started off where I was basically Payne said to me something about don't change your team every week.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you try to like changing a result. Didn't win, I think, for 2 games, and then changed a few players around. Refused to pick any Liverpool players, and then or Man United players.
I like it. I like that kind of thinking.
Yeah. And then Haaland, I was like, well, I didn't really want to go too overboard with because you only get so much money. But then I thought, well, he's going to score goals, and you know he's going to get you points every week. So you come to that decision like everybody else. Yeah. Play some top players in that are going to basically score your goals. And then I just saw Welbeck having a really good run. You know, getting the odd goal, but playing regularly for the team. And I thought I'll stick him in, and he got. I think he got me nearly 30 points in 2 games.
Brilliant. Yeah, he has little purple patches, Welbeck, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's and he always seems to have a good, decent game against Man United. So it was just one of those. But I'm considering Dewsbury Hall at the moment for Everton, but they can't keep it out the other end.
Yeah, so. But then they won 1-0 the other night, didn't they? So it was. Yeah, they're a strange team, Everton. Hard to pick out this season.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, let's have a quick look back at it's game week. I'm getting lost with my game weeks now because we've had a game week in the middle of the game week, haven't we? So I think it was. I look back at game week 13. So praised by the chairman this week, and a big well done to Major Tom, who basically was, he scored 73 points. He used a free hit, but his game week rank was 56,556 out of 12 million or something like that, which was really good. But sacked in the morning, which is not so good, unfortunately. So block your ears now if you're listening. But sacked in the morning, surprisingly, it's Phil Pinder. He was pretty good at this game. He scored 16 points at the weekend, and his game week rank was 12,186,876th. So yes, but yeah, Phil's having a good season. But for whatever reason, last weekend was low scoring all round, though, wasn't it? To be fair, and everyone who did the triple captain, Haaland, lots of people did that. But I said on this pod weeks and weeks ago when they played Burnley, I said that was the time to get on the triple captain. But lots of people waited. Should have gone with the Burnley one. But yes, let's see. Manager of the month, as was revealed on the WhatsApp chat the other day, it is Kevin Sim was our manager of the month for November. So congratulations to you, Kev.
Okay.
And you win the sponsored by the Potions Cauldron, of course. And you win some Potions Cauldron goodies, which our good friend Jersey Chris can tell you all about because he's won them.
Very nice. Yeah, been there and can't wait to win again.
You've got all of the cola and stuff like that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which is good stuff. But yes, we don't have the results from the weekend, but I'm sure the listeners are dying to find out. Chris, what was your score in your game against Steve?
As I told you last week, I wasn't watching football. I went to Hans Zimmer.
You did? what was Hans Zimmer like? What was the performance like?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was so good. Well worth going to see.
But what was the score? Because I've got post match chat from Steve, so it won't make sense if you don't talk about the results.
I briefly looked at it when I was drunk, and I went, "Don't care." And then I think it was 47-18 or something like that.
So you lost 47-18.
Was something like that?
I don't know. I don't have access to the Premier League results.
It was a bit of a battering. Yeah.
Was it? Well, shall we listen to the post match chat from Steve? See what he says. He said, "To be honest, I expected better from the Jersey boys and their under fire boss, Chris Downhamel." Do you like that one?
Yeah.
He says they were clearly fired up for the game, as they always are. It's their cup final, and with them being in such a dire run of form, I expected some sort of extra effort. But alas, they could only manage a pitiful 17 points against 17. Us. 17 you scored. The situation with that club and its clueless manager is worse than I expected. It's a sad situation, and I'll miss his little face in the Premier League. But I wish him well and hope he finds his level somewhere in the lower leagues. He's done well to stay up this long. Cheers. Merry Christmas.
That's very kind of him. But as I said, I maintain I will stay up because as from yesterday's games, I'm 54 points at halfway.
Yeah.
And I do feel that a couple of more changes, and I think I've got my team and for next year. So yeah, I'm confident I'll stay up.
Okay. Well, you said that on the pod, didn't you? When we had Colin the other week, you both said that you've
got many games to go.
Yes, absolutely. And just looking this midweek, you're playing. I'm just having a quick look. You're playing Stephen Taylor then.
And I'm 27 points ahead of him. But
you took a -4.
And I took a -4 as well.
Which is
I've still been changing my team like every week. So I've been taking some hits.
Okay.
But we're getting there.
And Neil, how are you getting on this midweek? You're playing Frankie Francis from Sunderland, aren't you?
Yeah, I think last night I got 34 points.
Yeah.
Mostly from Haaland. I think Haaland was 24, and then I think I got 5 players at the moment. But like Chris was saying, I've not really looked who's playing and who's not playing at the moment. So it could be whatever. But like the question I was going to ask: how long have you guys actually been doing this?
Ooh, I've kind of lost count of the amount of seasons I've been doing this. I've been
doing it since I was 20, but this one I'm one of the originals.
Right. Yeah. And so did you always start with just the Premier League, or was it like?
I've not been relegated, thank God. I should be this season, but I won't.
Are you in the franchise?
Yeah. I'm in the franchise league. Can't get relegated. Can't get sacked.
Well, if Steve were here, he might disagree on whether you can't get relegated.
Right. No, it's just because it's sort of like when you're looking at the chat on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
it sort of it goes from like friendly to you don't know whether it's a bit cutting at times.
I think it's always friendly cutting. I think nobody takes it too.
Right?
Nobody takes it too seriously. I think
Yeah.
it's hopefully I would
I had
say.
to get Hannah because when I first joined, obviously I'm in both chat groups.
Yeah.
And my phone was pinging constantly because I was getting everybody's chat, and I just said to Hannah, "Oh, you've got to take that off for me because I can't really have my phone on in the school." So when I was coming back, I had to leave my phone in the car, and when I came back to my car, it was something like 128.
Yeah, you can just mute the chat, can't you? Sometimes,
yeah.
Maybe mute the chat for like 9 hours when you're going to work or something like that. Then you can catch up on the. And quite often it's just nonsense. Let's be honest. But
it's like you say, it's good banter at times, and you're like swapping different sort of ideas, and then it comes down to it just goes on a random one about. Does anybody want to go to the Leeds Theatre tonight? I've got 2 tickets.
Well, we found out last week how much everyone seemed to enjoy Wicked. Which was a revelation to me.
Right,
Lots of people seem to be loving musicals, and Wicked. I'm not a fan of Wicked. I quite like a musical, but I can't say I'm a big fan of Wicked.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I mean, I love the original Wizard of Oz, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best. Why did they need to go? Why you don't need to go there, do you? The original was good enough, in my opinion.
But like you say, if the information's varied, it's not just football.
Yeah, it's entertaining. And have you picked up on never to trust whether Leon tells you if a player's travelled or not? Have you picked up on that?
He was right tonight.
Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times, but like I'm not. Like you say, I just sort of look at a few posts and then I go right, and then I usually wait till about half an hour before kickoff and then put the teams on the internet and just see what the lineups are. But by then I can't change it because it's too.
I know that's why you got to listen to this pod. You see, we occasionally, as well as talking nonsense, we sometimes have some top tips. Sometimes.
Sometimes,
but yeah, we're mid game week this week, so it's a bit confusing when we're playing this. Like the Arsenal game's kicked off. I'm guessing it's still 0-0, or we'd have had Jersey Chris would have jumped with delight and given us a live football as it happens this Friday morning.
Probably going to jump up because I've got no players playing in this game now.
Whenever I can watch any football, I react when there's a goal. Like even if I don't care about who the teams are, there's just something about a goal going in. You've got to react to it. I always think. Which is good. Right, let's have a look at. We do some fixture predictions each week as well on the pod, Neil. So we're going to do some fixture predictions very shortly, but first of all, let's have a look back. Last weekend, Man City Leeds. Nobody predicted well, I don't think anyone was seeing that coming, was he? But 3-2 Man City. I went 7-2 Man City, to be fair. I did say Leeds would score 2. But yeah, what did you think, Chris? Did you see the Man City Leeds game when you were in London?
I didn't see it when I was away, but I did watch the highlights. But I had the notifications come up, and I was actually with 2 Spurs fans, and they were laughing, and I was like, "Oh, they've scored after a minute." And we was in the Red Hill pub in London, and then just before half time scored again. I was like, "Oh." It was about past, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, "Oh, here we go." So I was expecting a 5-0, but then I was quite surprised when we got back to 2-2. Yeah. But then the standard Leeds conceded in the last minute. But it would at a point would have been really nice at City, but
it would have. Are you still in the Farker out camp?
Still in the Farker out, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
they're looking at Gary O'Neill as to take over. I'm like, no. Where are they getting this from? It's like I don't like all these rumors, and I mean, it's clickbait, isn't it? It's all clickbait.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't touch Gary O'Neill.
No,
not at all.
No, keep Farker in, otherwise then.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Farker's doing a good a job as you can expect, to be fair. But
I think the board have got to really. I think whoever signed those players in summer, they've really got to have a look at themselves, because we just haven't had a good transfer window. I don't know. Still don't know about Perry. He looks a bit dodgy. He looks like Meslier. I mean, I'd probably put Meslier back on a bench as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Some of the signings are questionable. We bought one Swedish lad. I don't think he's even played yet. and he's been injured for most of the season. So,
Right.
But
yeah, I thought when I saw it was 2-2 on Saturday, I was going, hold out. But yeah, sadly the last minute came and beat you. But yeah, West Ham Liverpool very quickly. The 2-0. Steve, who is not here, he got it bang on. He had Liverpool away win. I think we all went a bit silly and thought West Ham were going to win that one, but it didn't happen. And then Chelsea 1-1. Well done to Casey Hawks. Casey, he got that bang on. He said 1-1. So this week's predictions, though, on who the hell knows. We'll start with you, Neil. Everton Forest. What do you think on Saturday afternoon?
I'm probably going to go 2-2.
Okay. Any particular reason you think?
I just think Forest are getting a little bit of team play about themselves. A bit like when sort of Nunes. Dice always plays sort of like steady defensive first. Let's not concede a goal. Let's do this. Everton, if I like the three: Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and the right-sided player. Don't think they've got a striker who can turn anything into the back of the net. Mm-hmm. If they have Thiago up front, then I'd say Everton win 3-1. Yeah. But they can create, but I just don't see them. I see them battling 2 goals, maybe from set plays. But I think Forest could hit them on the break.
2-2. What is it about? You'd think every Premier League club should be able to have like an absolute world-class striker, and you get teams like Everton that don't seem to have anybody that can can get like 15, 20 goals a season. Why is that?
Well, I sometimes go the other way and say, well, why haven't you got another Wayne Rooney? Why have you got, you've got all these academies where all these players are going to, buying players from London at 15, 16, and Scouts is going down to London, and, they're mixing and matching, keeping them, signing them till they're 21. And then you go, I'm sorry, but you should be in the first team by the time you're 19.
Yeah.
It's a game of football. Just managers. Do you want, if you can't buy a £40 million player and he's going to score your goals, stick a kid in who's been through the ranks. The fans will give that kid far more time than do somebody calling 40 million. And like get your academies going again. Because they are out there.
No, I don't. I think, as you say, I think a lot of fans would be more forgiving of younger players and give them a bit of time, potentially. Because Borough have got. I'm a Middlesbrough fan. We've got a decent track record of regularly bringing 1 or 2 through. Like for the last 10, 15, 20 years, I can think there's always been 1 or 2 players from the academy who's crept into the first team and like sustained, and then we've either sold them for big money or they just continue to play for the side. And that's what fans want.
Yeah, and I get like you said, consistently bought crap, basically. And it's like, well, where you get you say you've no money, but you've spent 60 million on a striker. Bought Richarlison. What was it for 30? Sold him for 60, and then you don't go and buy anybody else. What the lad who the Belgian striker, take him from Man United, sell him to Man United, and he doesn't have, go somewhere else, and then you think, but you bring somebody in, they help themselves to loads of goals, you sell them, make a profit, but then you don't spend that money again wisely on another.
It is weird. I think the amount of money that there is in the game as well. I think everyone should be like buying decent players or investing in it. Like you said, have we had a goal? I might have spotted.
We have
Friday morning.
Arsenal. Moreno.
Who got it?
Moreno.
Was it any good? Do you want to do your best Soccer Saturday impression there?
Let me see. Oh, nice little crossing by Ben White, headed down into the corner.
Yeah,
let's go.
Arsenal 1-0. There we go.
Ben White assist. If anyone's got
White assist. If anyone's got him. Timber sat on the bench.
Is Calafiori not playing?
He's going to have to come out as well.
Is Calafiori playing?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'll to watch the TV backwards, by the way.
Oh, Chris, pay attention. Pay attention this Friday morning.
Calafiori is playing, yeah.
He is playing. Is he in your side then, Neil?
Yeah.
Good.
we
You'll
did,
be
yeah.
happy with that then. They'll probably get a clean sheet. Good stuff. Right, Chris, what do you think? Everton Forest.
Oof. Well, my family's from Nottingham, so I should really go for them. I do think they're going to nullify each other, but I do feel that Everton might get a late winner. I think it Dewsbury Halls or Grealish, just a bit like last night. I think they're going to be a bit of a 1-0 winners.
1-0. Well, I'm going to go for the old manager Dyche coming back and haunting Everton. So I think it's more likely to be 1-0 Forest. To be fair,
I was going to go that way.
because I just think it always happens, doesn't it? As a fan, you see an old
Yeah.
player or an old manager come back and they do one over you. And Dyche has got that habit of doing one over people, I think. So,
Well, it would nice for Dyche to go back there because he helped build the stadium and set it all over the dressing rooms, and then he never got a chance to go.
Exactly. So yeah, I think he'll have a good day out on Saturday. We shall see. Someone who might not have a good day out on Saturday: Leeds Liverpool Saturday night football, 5:30 kickoff. We'll start with you, Chris, your beloved Leeds. What do you think? Feel the worst or?
It's at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
I fancy us, actually. I do fancy us. I think, yeah, why not? I'm going to be drunk. I don't care. I think we're going to, 2-1 Leeds.
Wow.
Go for it.
If you get drunk enough, it might feel like 2-1 whenever you're watching, to be fair.
There's a bit of Christmas karaoke as well, straight afterwards.
Christmas karaoke and Leeds winning 2-1. What more do you want on a Saturday night? I tell you. You'll be having fun. Are you're Jersey based this Saturday? Are you not out?
Jersey based, yeah.
All right, good one. 2-1. Neil, what do you agree? Leeds 2, Liverpool 1, or do you think it's going to be the other way?
I think it'll be 1-0 either way. I'm probably gonna go Liverpool 1-0.
Liverpool 1-0.
But it won't be. It'll be. I think second half 1-0.
Okay.
I think it'll be really close first half. Trying to sort of keep it tight. Trying to sort of like backs to the wall type thing for Leeds. I think if anything, it could be a 1-0.
Okay.
To Liverpool.
We'll go 1-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go for 2-2. I think.
It's like that.
Well, I think Liverpool can't really defend particularly well. I still think.
I think physically, we're probably harder than them, bigger than them. But obviously, they're just a lot quicker on the back foot than us.
Yeah, which is why I think there'll be goals at both ends. To be fair, so we'll go for 2-2. Well, I'm going to go for 2-2. We'll see. And the last game I think it's Monday Night Football. It's Wolves Manchester United. Do we think that Rob Edwards? Do we think he'll get his first league points even or first win at home to Manchester United? What do you think, Neil?
No.
You do.
You think United 2-0?
United 2-0. Okie doke. Chris, what do you reckon?
Don't see where the points are coming for Wolves. Not a chance. Just how many goals can Man United score? Probably not enough, really. Probably maybe 2-0, but 2-0 Man United.
Okay. I think knowing Rob Edwards from what he's like, they might have a purple patch in the game, and again, Man U, no one's really keeping loads of clean sheets at the moment. I think Man U will win, but I think it'll be 2-1. I think they'll concede. I could see Wolves scoring early on and everyone getting excited. But yes, that's Monday Night Football to look forward to. But there's just been lots and lots and lots of football. So kind of keeping track of which game week we're in is a bit of a challenge at the moment. But anyway, we shall see if we do well on those score predictions. But as ever, who the hell knows? But now we're going to have a bit more of a chat with yourself, Neil. We've got some listener questions in. But before we get to the listener questions, I probably should know the answer to this question, but who do you support? Who's your boyhood club?
I started off at Notts Forest.
Yeah.
As a kid at 14, born in the Mansfield area. But never. I was too busy playing all the time. I didn't actually watch a game until I was 16.
Wow.
Forest. So you last year at Forest, you could get free tickets to go and stand, in the corner at the Trent.
Yeah.
opposite side of the main entrance, there was a little area where all the sort of like schoolboys went. So, and unfortunately, me and my dad both got beat up going back to the car, and it sort of put me off watching. To be fair, so just never sort of really watched, just match of the day and stuff like that. But now I don't follow anybody. I look for results of all the teams I played for. You know, Hearts are doing well in Scotland. Obviously, Everton, City are always part and parcel of it. Oldham, nice for them to get back in the league. Sort of Walsall should have done it last year and blew it. So Scunny, you know, vying to get back in the league. Scunny, yeah. So, but you know, it's all sort of like, what are they doing? How things are going? But never really not desperate to go and watch anybody, to be fair.
Yeah, fair enough. And I always ask people what's the highs and lows of who they support. But as a player, what was your highest of high as a player, and then dare I say it, lowest of low? What any 2 or 3 moments stand out for you?
Becoming a professional footballer.
Yeah.
My dad was a minor. You don't do it now for a thing, but like when I was 14, you had to go visit the local industry. So I went down the pit when I was 14 on a visit, and I went, I could have got a job when I was 16, no problems, but I said I want to be a footballer. So leaving home at 16 and going and signing pro at 17 at Scunthorpe was my dream come true. £25 a week was, you know, brilliant.
Sounds mad when you say it like that.
Didn't have time to spend it, I'm afraid, because you were always busy training. You know, painting the stands. Just a joy to be round football. It was just all football. Highlight then was, you know, signing for the best club in the country, Everton, top of the tree for 5 years. Vying for this. Wembley 7 times, only managed to play once. But like your clubs going all around the world, visited Australia, New Zealand, China, all being invited. You know, I didn't have a passport until I went to Everton.
Amazing.
And then you just like, you know, then becoming a regular at City, and you know, one promotion with my first season as a pro at Scunny. And then 1 promotion with my last season playing at Walsall.
Brilliant.
So so lots of highs all the way through. You know, met some great characters, played with some unbelievable players, and was with a team that, you know, won the league.
Yeah, not many people can say that ever, can they? Let's be honest. You're in it.
Just like say I think at one time I was because I played so many, nearly every division. I think there was 5 grounds that I was in at the time. Wow. So now they've all changed left, right, and centre. But
what was the best ground?
The best ground was obviously, I think the best ground was Man United's. You know, Old Trafford at the time. Played at Leeds when they were redeveloping the stand and things like that. Played at Newcastle when they only had 2 stands. They were developing that pitch as well.
I remember when they were developing Newcastle. Yeah, as an away fan, it was horrendous.
And they still couldn't get the pitch level. But no, I mean, some of the stadium. I mean, I've not been to the Emirates and I've not been to Tottenham's, but like, you know, they're supposedly like the groundbreaking stands of game grounds for the future. You know, the way they look. So yeah, just some of the dressing rooms, like, you know, I've always said going to Hartlepool and the bath was in the middle of the dressing room, the one bath.
Amazing.
No showers. So it was like, that was great. So all drinking tea from out a flask while you're waiting for the lad to have a bath, and trying not to be the last one that gets in the bath.
That's fantastic. Oh dear, yeah. Great stuff. We've got some listener questions in for you, and Jersey Chris, think if you've got any more questions up your sleeve. But Steve sadly can't be with us. He's at the Leeds match this Friday morning, but he said, Who was your toughest opponent? And then secondly, what was the drink culture like in football in the 1980s?
Toughest opponent was Ryan Giggs and Andrew Kanchelskis.
Okay.
Both at Man United. That game was either they swapped over. Gig was very much you could sort of like intimidate him a little bit as long as you got close enough to whisper in his ear. Kanchelskis was just one of those players that, like, if he got a run at you, that you just know where you were catching him and no way you were going to stop him. Laddo played up against at Rangers, Brian Laudrup.
Oh wow, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just everything. I once described him as a cruise ship, not a speedboat, because like when you go on a cruise, I've only been on a cruise once, but it's everything. You've got everything. You can just do anything, and he could do that.
Wow.
He was just one of them players. But yeah. What was the other question?
What was the drink culture like in football in the 80s? Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, well, so I signed for Everton when I was 21, and I'd not had a drink before then. Just decided that I'm not going to. If I want to get to the top, I can't be doing. I got to train as hard as I could and be as fit as I could, because basically my game was all about fitness and stamina, and speed. I could pass the ball with my left foot, but my right foot was just for standing on as normal. But then when I went to Everton, there was a big drink culture. You go away on a Friday night to a hotel to play down in London or Liverpool game. And obviously Howard was, good for socialising, talking about the game.
Yeah.
There was like a bottle of red wine between two of you. So the lads that drank used to get the lads that didn't drink sitting next to them. So
they could have the full
bottle of red wine. It was like play a game on a Saturday, out Saturday night. Usually I was driving if it was a home game, so I'd pick the likes of Kev Sheedy up, Graham Sharp, Pat Van, Ian Snowden. So I would drive, and they'd just we'd go, win or lose. We went out, all lived in Southport, drove back, dump the car, pick it up like Sunday morning. Some of the lads used to go out Sunday afternoon. Then it'd be like Monday, Tuesday game. Some of them go out Tuesday night, Wednesday, a day off, training Thursday, training Friday, away game, a couple of a glass of red wine or whatever on a Friday night. But then then it's like similar when you listen to Tony Adams talk about the Arsenal drink set, where they were so good at playing together as a team. One lad might have made one mistake, but another one would back it up. So they all sort of got together, knew each other's sort of profiles in and out, and there was never any. I mean, I'd never seen anybody punching anybody in any game or anything. That you made a mistake, it was like somebody backed you up.
Yeah.
And then you look at like Everton's goalkeeper, who didn't drink at all. He was in bed he always had his meal in his room. So he'd be like in bed, and he was like the saviour of probably. Everton won the league on the back of Neville for 2 years running.
Yeah.
And then you look at Seaman as the same for Arsenal. Probably you could say Schmeichel for Man United.
Yeah.
It all comes together as a team, and we all have our not downfalls, but all have vices, and then some people can't say no sometimes to
well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, good stuff. Well, thank you for that. We've got a few more listener questions in. Pete Martini has said, apparently you have the greatest nickname in football. Do you like it?
I've had a few nicknames. But yeah, the one I was sort of like was called Disser. So I didn't get to know the name until I left Everton and I went to Man City.
Right.
So my nickname at Everton was Nino. Yeah, because when we used to pick Kevin Sheedy up, his little boy was in the car and he couldn't say Neil, so he kept saying Nino. And I thought we all thought he was talking about a police car that was going past. But then when I left and sort of like at Man City and stuff, Disser came out, and it didn't bother me, just like part and parcel of it. But then when I went up to horse, it even sounds better than when a Scouser's saying it.
Right.
So I've got some good friends who still ring up now or text me and say, "How you doing, Dissa? How you doing, Dissa?" So yeah, no problems with nicknames.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And before we get to the last question, Chris, have you got a question you want to throw in the mix?
Yeah. So who was the best goalkeeper you played in front with in your career? Was it Southall?
Yeah, Nev Southall. Tony Coton came really close, but yeah, Nev Southall was. He was just a machine. I trained hardest. I remember one time I was injured, he was injured, and then on his comeback they got Gordon Banks to come in and do some training with him. And Gordon Banks just said, I've never seen anybody time to catch or punch a ball better than him in his career. He said he just like his timing of the where to take it, how to get there. Yeah. And he was punching some balls like inside the centre circle from corners.
Wow.
both hands. And so he said, if I shout keepers and I'm coming, you better get out the way.
Big lad, isn't he? And I see you scored 16 goals in your career as a fullback.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive as a defender. Have you got any favourite goals?
The one at Wembley. So in the semi-final playing United, that's the only shirt I've got in that I got framed. Yeah. We didn't get that many shirts in the times when I played. But yeah, I managed to get the Oldham shirt. So, and my wife managed to get it framed nicely. So yeah, as a boy growing up, you played the game of Wembley on pitches and stuff, and always watching the FA Cup final from like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So to score a goal at the old Wembley was just like my dream come true. So yeah, that's a really special one.
Great stuff. I say not many people can say they've done the things that you've done in football. It's very impressive.
Jealous.
Last question. Well, last listener's question. Then we've got something special for you, Neil, to close the pod. Adam Pope has been on, and he said, "What is the best halftime team talk you've ever witnessed to rally your team to victory? Who delivered it, and what was the key point that made the difference?"
We played Chef Wednesday in 3 FA Cup games. So we drew at Goodison 1-1 when I'm trying to think of the manager now. Wrote all the coaching books and everything for everybody. I'll get him in a minute. So anyway, at Hillsborough, go up to Hillsborough, draw again 1-1, back to Goodison, drew I think 0-0, back to Hillsborough, and this is all like the FA Cup 4th round. Yeah. And get there, and their manager says, "Oh, it's tight, too tight to call." Anyway, we were 5-0 up at half time, winning 5-0. Then some of the Everton fans had got caught on the M62, so they were getting in at half time.
Yeah.
So we go in the dressing room, and Howard just went, "Well, you've got your fucking selves in this position. You're only ones that can get you out of it." And just walked off. And lads went, "All right." It ended up like it's the game finished 5-0, but like it was just the lads were just like, "What did he mean by that?" So,
dear.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he probably got to the point where he was probably fed up with seeing the blue and white stripes who you were playing against as well.
Yeah, but it was one of them games that we I think we went all the way to the final.
Yeah.
In '86, I think it was.
Great stuff. Well, thank you for answering all of those questions. We've got some. We normally do a bit of a ChatGPT quiz, but we're not going to do that this week. We're going to do something that fans of the pod will remember. We used to do this a lot in the first season, and we've done it a few times this season. But we do something called Shooting Stars in Their Eyes. Now, do you remember Match Magazine, Shoot Magazine, 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
Do you remember the daft questions and answers that they used to do?
Yeah.
Can you remember them?
Yeah,
Can you ever remember being in that magazine answering those questions?
I think. Oh, well, I got interviewed twice. I think it was either the shoot or match.
Yeah.
Shoot or match, one of the two were called. Yeah.
Well, we've got the private life of Neil Pointon from Everton. From I don't know exactly where it's
I'll
from.
just check, make sure my missus is not.
So what I want to do is I want to ask you the same questions and see if you can remember. I mean, answer them as you're doing now. But if you can remember what you would have answered back in the 80s, 90s, but it was at the time you were at Everton.
Yeah.
So yes, it says full name Neil Jeffrey Pointon. It said birthplace Warsop Vale, 1964. Height 5'10" at the time. You weigh 11 stone 2 pounds.
Yeah.
And then you've got all your questions. So it says, what is your favorite article of clothing and why? What would it have been?
Club tracksuit?
It was the Scunthorpe shirt that you wore in your very first league game. Can you remember that?
No.
No.
No, I don't think I've got that.
Brilliant. It said, I'm very proud of it. It's my thing. Oh, amazing. Love it. Who is your most famous friend outside football?
Ian Botham?
Yes, you played at Scunthorpe together. Are you still pally with Beefy?
No, not seen much of him now. Now and again, he's sort of like meets up with Joe. Joe lives in York, ex-Scunny and Burnley goalkeeper. So now and again, he's sort of like, say, if he's commentating at a cricket game or Lords or whatever, which sort of like he gets a few tickets, but now not really anymore.
Okay, no worries. What would you do if you could be invisible for a day? What would you have said back then?
Great questions, weren't they?
Oh yeah, this is why we did it as a feature. Amazing.
Knowing what I'm like now, I'd have to say fly with the red arrows.
Okay, that's probably better than what you said back then.
Yeah.
You said you'd watch the Kevin Sheedy v Kevin Ratcliffe snooker match and stop the balls going into the pockets.
I can't remember saying that, but yeah, no.
But yeah, that's. I mean, of all the things you could do, if you clearly wanted to wind the two of them up, so that's quite good.
Yeah.
What is your claim to fame outside football? Can you remember this one?
Holding the javelin record at school.
Yes. And do you still hold that record? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah.
You do. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Purely because they don't use proper javelins anymore.
Yeah, that is
polystyrene javelins.
Yeah, they just throw they might as well have plastic straws. Some of the stuff, I tell you. Can you remember your answer to this one? Who would you most like to meet and why?
Was it Norman White's? Norman Wisdom?
I wish it was Norman Wisdom.
Right.
It was the vicar who was eventually going to marry you and Lisa. It said the wedding has had to be postponed 3 times already.
Yeah, well.
Can you remember that answer?
Well, I'm not married to the lady Lisa anymore, so
I did wonder. I was slightly nervous as I asked the question.
Probably the answer could have been I would never like to have met him.
Sorry. You said before we came on air, you said there's nothing you'll say that'll offend me, so I hope nothing else.
No.
What was the first car you bought, and can you remember how much it cost?
Ford Fiesta 1.1, and I think it was 1,100.
Yeah, it was a Fiesta 1.1 for £1,000. Yeah. Which is good. If you were forced to seek a new job tomorrow, what would you have done back then?
Marines or Army.
No, you wanted to be a play school presenter. You wanted to be Brian Cant. I love that. I wanted to be in the Marines. No, you didn't. You wanted to be Oh, brilliant. And then, if you were competing in Mastermind, what would your specialist subject have been, or it might still be the same?
I think it would have been Looney Tunes cartoon characters.
No, it's a little bit more highbrow than that. The complete works of Jean-Michel Jarre.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Apparently, do you still like a bit of Jean-Michel Jarre?
Yeah, I was playing it Monday in school. Just,
cool.
Yeah, just some of it. Yeah, just like the kids like these calming music and all this. So it was a build-up thing. It's all spacey stuff. But I put that in, I think after that, somebody actually, because Aston Villa run out to it.
Right.
Jean-Michel Jarre, and somebody from Birmingham actually sent a cassette to Belfield to like, oh, this is a full Oxygen album for Jean-Michel Jarre to Neil Pointon. Can you believe that? Like, oh yeah, the full works of Jean-Michel Jarre. God,
brilliant. So these Shoot Match magazine things, they have a lot to answer for. Last two questions then, just to see if you remember. What did you want for your birthday back then?
Oh, was it a new car?
It was, but a specific car. Can you remember?
Astra GTE.
It was a Lamborghini.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you
Fair enough. Never got
that. And the last question, if you can remember, back then, it might be the same. Well, what, if anything, frightens you?
Injury.
It probably was that, but at the time you said it was going for a drink with Kevin Sheedy.
Well, funny enough, I'm doing that on the 23rd, so that's all right now.
So yeah, you've grown up and you're not scared of it anymore.
Yeah, I've overcome that one. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you so much. For the first time ever, we've been able to play that game with the person who actually completed that.
Actually said all that crap.
So thank you. So, and we normally ask people to do an impression of the person that they're answering questions for, but your impression was pitch perfect, Neil. Well done. It was good stuff. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this week's pod. And yeah, it's Friday morning, so you've got school to get to, haven't you?
Yeah, school, breakfast club.
Awesome. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for finding the time this Friday morning, and we wish you luck with FPL for the rest of the season. As I say, you're getting close to the top in the lower league, so you never know, you could have promotion in your debut season. Would be very good.
Yeah, well, you know, it's happened before, so you never know.
So fingers crossed for you there, Neil. You remember, everyone else, you can follow us on Twitter at SWYW_FPL. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a comment or ask us a question, and we might discuss it in next week's show. And thanks to you, Chris, for joining us this Friday morning. We'll be back next week, where I think we'll have a few more of the gang available. If you think it's all over, it is for this week. Enjoy your footballing week. Keep on singing and keep on winning. Goodbye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Neil. Thanks very much. It was a good laugh.
Get out of my podcast.